Lights out.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of another beautiful week. How is everybody's day going? I hope your day is going well. We're going to let a couple people get in, and then we are going to jump into the news. We have an interesting day of news for you guys. We're going to talk about the New York Post article that really seemed to have flipped New York State upside down over the past day or so. Joe Biden's talking about closing Guantanamo Bay, which I thought was interesting, a disturbing story out of Mexico. But first, before we get into any news, I would like to touch on one thing. Today, Governor Andrew Cuomo extended bar and restaurant hours by 1 hour. The move today allows for bars and restaurants to stay open until 11 p.m. instead of 10 p.m., and this move goes into effect on Sunday, so that's 1 more hour of restaurant and bar time. Take it for what it's worth. Let's get into it. Buffalo once again has been making national headlines, this time because the charges against the 2 Buffalo police officers involved in a June incident where a protester was shoved to the ground have been dismissed. Erie County District Attorney John Flynn made that announcement yesterday. Aaron Tuglerski and Robert McCabe were charged with second-degree assault, which is a Class D felony, and those charges are now dropped. The officers, however, are still suspended from the force, waiting for an internal investigation to conclude before any decision is made on whether or not they are reinstated. The decision by the grand jury has received mixed reviews at best. Many have criticized the decision, but one person who was definitely pleased was John Evans, the president of the Buffalo Police Benevolent Association, who issued a statement following Flynn's announcement. The Police Benevolent Association is extremely pleased with today's decision by a grand jury to dismiss the charges against the police officers Robert McCabe and Aaron Tuglerski, he said in part. So, yeah, guys, the reviews on that have been very mixed, and an internal investigation is still going on, which is separate. However, yes, Beth, it makes a lot of people mad, and I understand. And, it kind of, all I can really say is it kind of is what it is. The internal investigation is still going on. I'm not sure what those ramifications will be as of yet. Now, prosecutors in Mexican state Jalisco said police have found 18 plastic garbage bags full of body parts on the outskirts of Guadalajara. Police originally found a limb near a highway overpass, which led them to a pile of taped-up trash bags. It is unsure how many bodies exactly were included in the trash bags, as they were all cut up, and that investigators are still trying to sort out all those details. We will follow that story along closely. That's a disturbing story, and a lot of people that I was reading in the comment sections and some of the Mexican news sites are pointing their fingers to like cartel and stuff. I'll keep an eye on that story for you guys because that's interesting to me. Now, I want to get on to like the main story. This story seemingly has flipped New York State upside down. All right, I mean, seriously, the story's literally been everywhere, guys. The New York Post published a story yesterday that included Melissa Del Rose, a Cuomo aide, and a video conference call with state Democratic leaders. DeRose is quoted in the Post article as saying in the audio recording in the call about the failure to report nursing home deaths. He started tweeting that we killed everyone in nursing homes, DeRosa said. He started going after Murphy, he started going after Newsom, starts going after Gretchen Whitmer. In addition to attacking Cuomo's fellow Democratic governors, DeRosa said Trump directs the Department of Justice to do an investigation into us. And basically, we froze, she told lawmakers on the call. Because then we were in a position where we weren't sure if what we were going to give the Department of Justice or what we were going to give to you guys. And we start saying, what was going to be used against us while we weren't sure if there was going to be an investigation. This is all after State Attorney General Lolita James last month released a report that estimated the deaths of nursing home residents and hospitals would boost the tally by more than 50%. Health Commissioner Howard Zucker released the figure showing the combined total was 12,743 deaths as of January 19th. However, January 18th, the Department of Health was only publicly acknowledging 8,711 deaths in nursing homes. And on Wednesday, a letter to lawmakers, Zucker said the total number of nursing home residents killed by COVID-19 had increased to 13,297. This has made some New York State lawmakers angry, and they are now calling for an investigation into Andrew Cuomo's handling of the nursing home data. And we saw some Democratic leaders in the state Senate and Democratic Assemblywoman Monica Wallace join Republicans in calling for the legislator and state Senate to rescind his emergency powers. Like so many New Yorkers, I'm outraged. Public officials have an obligation to be honest and truthful with the public at all times, even if the information is unfavorable, Wallace wrote in a statement. By hiding information as it unfolded, we risk making things worse and put people's lives in jeopardy. That's unacceptable. It's time to revoke the emergency powers of the governor, and we must put laws and procedures in place to make sure this never happens again. That's why I'm co-sponsoring legislation to do just that. To go along, all right, and that was a quote by Monica Wallace, the Assemblywoman. Now, to go along with all that, New York's 14 Democratic state senators released a joint statement calling for the repeal of Cuomo's emergency executive power to deal with the pandemic. While COVID-19 has tested the limits of our people in the state, it is clear that the expanded emergency powers granted to the governor are no longer appropriate, they wrote. And Nick Langworthy, the state GOP chair, said to Politico, Andrew Cuomo has abused his powers and destroyed the trust placed in the office of the governor. Prosecution and impeachment decisions must begin right away. This will be a story we follow here very closely. Obviously, there is a lot to unfold and unpack here. And I could go on with this story for hours. My dad died. That's sad. Yeah, guys, a lot of people seem to have been affected by this. And obviously, a lot of people want answers, right? And I think, you know, people are entitled to answers into what is going on. And the exact numbers into this, because I think reporting the truth is important, so we know what is going on. So our last story of the night here, Joe Biden is reportedly going to try to close Guantanamo Bay after a review that was resumed after being started under the Obama administration. Aides involved say the internal discussions are considering taking executive action that could be signed by Biden in just a few weeks. So again, another story we will be following. Obviously, if Guantanamo Bay is closed by Biden, that would be a huge move. And again, something we'll have to watch. But thank you guys. Oh, I have a YouTube comment here. Avenger Gringer, get him out. Yeah, guys. We'll follow this story closely. I'm interested to see what happens with everything that unfolds with the nursing home situation here. Thank you guys for joining me. You guys have a great night, and I will